Hare Krishna. So in the last few verses, we saw that how Duryodhana was glorifying the army of Pandavas. Then after realizing that he might discourage his own army, he started glorifying his own army. So in the 7th verse, he started doing that. Now the details of that is given in the 8th verse. Let's read and understand this 8th verse. Here it goes. Bhavān bhīṣmaś karṇaś kṛpaś samitiṁ-jayaḥ Aśvatthāmā vikarṇaś saumadattis tathaiva. Now here he is naming few personalities, and Prabhupada very beautifully he has described the relation of each personality either with Duryodhana or with Dronacharya. So here he is naming Bhavān, you, O Dronacharya, Bhavān, Bhīṣma, he is naming Bhīṣma. Then he is saying Karṇa, he is naming Karṇa. Bhavān bhīṣmaś karṇaś. And then he says kṛpaś, he is naming Kṛpācharya, kṛpaś samitiṁ-jayaḥ. Aśvatthāmā, he is naming Aśvatthāmā. And then he is saying vikarṇaś, he is naming his own brother Vikarṇa. And saumadattis. So this saumadattis is basically the son of Somadatta, and his name Prabhupada mentions here as Bhūriśravā. So basically he's naming all these personalities and he's saying samitiṁ-jayaḥ. All of these personalities are always victorious on the battlefield. This is what he's telling. Now, when all the great personalities were hearing the talk between Dronacharya and Duryodhana, so at that time Duryodhana very diplomatically he started naming different personalities. Now when he thought of naming different personalities, he was now in a fix. Whose name should he take first? Should he name Dronacharya first or should he name Bhīṣma first? Because Bhīṣma was commander-in-chief, the entire army was under him, and Dronacharya was his teacher, his guru. So whose name should he take first? So very diplomatically, following the etiquettes of the society, he said bhavān. He named Dronacharya first. Now he said, you, O Dronacharya, you. Now he was very sure that when I name Dronacharya first, Bhīṣma will not have problem. Why? Dronacharya was a Brahmana and Bhīṣma was a Kshatriya. And Bhīṣma would honor this etiquette of giving respect to a Brahmana first. So that's the reason he says, bhavān bhīṣmaś karṇaś. That's how he starts. And obviously, he is speaking to Dronacharya and he has already spoken a lot about Pandava's army. But now when he started glorifying his own army, he said, bhavān, you, such a great stalwart you are there on my side. So he's trying his best to inspire and encourage Dronacharya. And then, he says bhīṣmaś, and in future verses we'll again see that again Bhīṣma's names come. Because he cannot stop, naming Bhīṣma only once. It's not possible. He has to encourage Bhīṣma also, so he'll be naming it again. But now here we see Karṇa's name also comes. Bhavān bhīṣmaś karṇaś. Now suppose, if Karṇa's name wouldn't have come in this description, what would have happened? So for your information, Karṇa and Bhīṣma were not in good terms. So Karṇa would have thought that I would fight and I would be the reason for the victory and all the credit this old person will get. What is the use of fighting? So just to make sure that Karṇa also remains with Duryodhana, Duryodhana says karṇaś. Now in the next line, he is naming Kṛpa. Kṛpaś samitiṁ-jayaḥ Aśvatthāmā. Now Kṛpa is basically Kṛpācharya. So Kṛpācharya's sister was married to Dronacharya. So there's a relationship. And Aśvatthāmā is the son of Dronacharya. So basically, Duryodhana is naming the relatives of Dronacharya, Kṛpācharya, Aśvatthāmā, only for one reason, to encourage and inspire Dronacharya. Bhai, see, I'm naming all of them. All of them are on our side. You are really very strong. Yes, go ahead, fight. Now don't slacken. Now don't get discouraged by seeing the Pandavas' army. And then he names Vikarṇa. Now, Vikarṇa was nowhere in comparison to Bhīṣma, Drona and Karṇa. But then, this Duryodhana, he had one fear. Why? This Vikarṇa was the brother of Duryodhana. And when the entire Kaurava, when all the Kauravas, they insulted Draupadi, he was the only one, who was saying that this is not correct. What we did was not correct. That is insulting Draupadi in the entire assembly. So Duryodhana always had that fear that this brother of mine, Vikarṇa, he might defect from my army and he might join the other side because of the sympathy that he has got for the Pandavas. Now look at the way this person so diplomatically naming one person after another after another. It's not just he saw few people standing and just he named like that. No, he saw all of them and with a lot of diplomacy started naming, oh, first I'll name this person. Not this, maybe this person. And that's how he had named different personalities. Now in the next verse that we're going to see, in that Duryodhana is foreseeing his own destruction. What is that? Let's see that tomorrow and understand what is Duryodhana actually speaking. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.